Hi, this is your host. This is in partnership with a culinary center here in Singapore. Today we are going to talk about the American food that divided a nation. Before we get into it, let me know in the comments what your favorite American food is. Is it burgers? Is it hot dogs? Is it fried chicken? Let me know in the comments. So I was really surprised when I read about this American food item because I had no idea that it existed. It's called a ho-hos. I had never heard of them before. According to the book, it is an iconic American snack that has been around since 1948. It is a sweet treat consisting of 2 chocolate wafers sandwiched together with a creamy filling. And apparently, these were the OG, or the original flavor, the chocolate and the vanilla. So just to be clear, it's not like a sandwich where you have bread, you put some meat in between and then you eat it. This is more like a cookie. So you have like 2 chocolate cookies and then you fill it with something in the middle and then you eat it. Alright, so it sounds simple enough, right? It's like, how can something that sounds so simple divide a nation? Well, it comes down to one key ingredient, the filling. Apparently, Americans cannot agree on whether the filling should be considered a topping or an ingredient. To understand this cultural divide, we need to go back to the 60s when the dessert first hit the market. At that time, the filling was considered a topping because it was placed on top of the 2 chocolate wafers. But by the 90s, the filling was being added to the mixture before the chocolate wafers were even formed. So now the filling became an ingredient. This caused a great debate among Americans who could not agree on whether the filling should be considered a topping or an ingredient. This divide eventually spilled over into the online world where people would argue passionately about which side they were on. Even today, the debate rages on. Some people believe that the filling should be considered a topping because it is placed on top of the 2 chocolate wafers, while others argue that the filling is an ingredient because it is mixed in with the other ingredients before the chocolate wafers are formed. So I guess the real question is, if you were to take a bite of the ho-hos, would you consider the filling to be a topping or an ingredient? Let me know in the comments below. To be honest, I don't think I can eat it because I'm on a low-carb diet, so I can't have any sort of carbohydrates. As much as I love to eat good food, my health is more important to me. Right, so now let's move on to the recipe. The recipe is actually really simple. All you need is some butter, some sugar, some eggs, some flour, some cocoa powder, some milk, and some vanilla extract. Now, the recipe that I got from the book also included some salt, but I do really like putting salt in my desserts. So I usually do add salt into my desserts unless it asks like savory, kind of like a pumpkin pie or something like that. But yeah, so the first thing we want to do is cream the butter and the sugar together. And what does that mean to cream? It means that you want to mix them together until the mixture looks like this. You want it to be light and fluffy. So use your stand mixer or your hand mixer to cream the butter and the sugar. Once you've creamed the butter and the sugar, you're going to want to add in the eggs one at a time. Make sure that each egg is fully incorporated before you add in the next egg. Then you're going to want to add in the vanilla extract. Now for the dry ingredients, you're going to want to whisk together the flour and the cocoa powder. Then you want to add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients and mix until just combined. Do not overmix. Then you're going to want to add in the milk and mix until the batter is smooth. Now, once you have a smooth batter, you want to drop by rounded tablespoons onto a baking sheet that has been lined with parchment paper. Then you're going to want to roll the dough into balls. Once you have even balls, you're going to want to roll them out to be about 1 inch thick. Then you want to roll the edges of the dough to make sure that it is sealed. Then you want to roll the tops of the dough to make sure that it is even. Once you have even pieces, you're going to want to bake them in a preheated oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 12 minutes. And that is it. You now have delicious ho-hos that you can enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Taste the USA. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe so that you never miss an episode. Also, let me know in the comments what your favorite American food is and why. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.